Has someone in your family shown subtle but concerning changes over the past year? Many people believe that old age ends suddenly, but the truth is, the body often sends quiet warning signs, sometimes months, even a year, before life reaches its final stage. The problem is that these signs can be so small at first that they go unnoticed. Only in hindsight do we realize they were there all along. But by then, it might be too late to prepare, too late to cherish those last precious moments. In this video, we'll talk about 5 important things everyone should know. The signs that may appear a year before a senior passes away. Some of these signs might be things you've noticed but brushed off as just a part of aging. Others may seem like minor changes, but actually signal a gradual decline in the body's strength. Recognizing these early warnings gives you a chance to provide better care, cherish meaningful moments, and most importantly, ensure that your loved one's final stage of life is filled with comfort, dignity, and peace. Stay with us until the end, because these 5 signs can help you prepare, both emotionally and practically, for what lies ahead. When you understand what's happening, you won't be caught off guard. Instead, you'll be able to make the most of the time you have left with the people who matter most. Now let's get started. The first sign, unexplained weight loss. One of the earliest and most telling signs that a person may be approaching their final year is a gradual but persistent loss of weight, without any effort to shed pounds. It often starts subtly. Clothes seem looser, belts need to be tightened, and portions at mealtime shrink without much notice. At first, it's easy to dismiss these changes as a natural part of aging. But in reality, when weight drops without a clear reason, it's often a red flag that the body is no longer functioning as it once did. Nutrients aren't being absorbed as efficiently, muscle mass is slowly vanishing, and vital organs may be working at a slower pace. While aging does naturally lead to some muscle loss, when it happens too quickly, it's usually a sign that something more serious is happening beneath the surface. The body might be struggling to process food, or it may no longer be breaking down protein effectively, leading to muscle wasting and a noticeable loss of strength. This decline doesn't just make daily movement harder, it also increases the risk of falls, weakens immunity, and leaves the body more vulnerable to infections. Another key reason for weight loss in a person's final stage of life is a shift in appetite. Many older adults simply stop feeling hungry the way they used to. Their sense of taste dulls, food no longer brings the same enjoyment, and they may begin skipping meals or eating much smaller portions. But this isn't just a matter of preference, it's the body signaling that it's winding down, no longer sending the same hunger cues to the brain. As a result, energy levels fade, weakness increases, and overall health declines more rapidly. Chronic conditions often play a hidden role in this process. Unintentional weight loss is a common warning sign of illnesses like cancer, heart failure, or kidney disease, sometimes appearing long before other symptoms make themselves known. Even conditions like depression or dementia can lead to a lack of interest in food, setting off a cycle where the body isn't receiving enough fuel to sustain itself. Many families try to help by encouraging their loved ones to eat more, preparing favorite meals, or offering high-calorie supplements. But if weight continues to drop despite these efforts, it's important to recognize that this is more than just a dietary issue. It's the body naturally transitioning to its next stage. At this point, pushing for large meals may not be the best solution. Instead, prioritizing comfort, easy-to-eat foods, and proper hydration can make a more meaningful impact on maintaining quality of life. If you've noticed a loved one losing weight significantly, especially if they seem weaker, eat less, or struggle with daily activities, it's time to pay close attention. This isn't just about physical appearance. It's a crucial signal from the body. Understanding these signs now can help you navigate the road ahead with awareness, compassion, and the ability to make every remaining moment truly count. Sign number 2, deep fatigue, and growing weakness. One of the clearest signs that a person may be nearing the final chapter of their life is an overwhelming, persistent exhaustion, one that doesn't fade even with rest. This isn't just feeling a little tired after a busy day. It's a profound, all-consuming fatigue that makes even the simplest actions feel nearly impossible. Getting out of bed feels like a challenge. Walking across the room takes effort. Routine tasks like dressing, preparing a meal, or even holding a conversation become exhausting. This isn't just normal aging. It's the body slowing down, reserving what little energy remains for its most essential functions. The heart may not be pumping as efficiently, circulation weakens, and muscles aren't receiving the oxygen they need. That's why many elderly individuals experience sudden weakness, a lack of balance, and an overall decline in mobility in their final months. Another key reason behind this fatigue is a slowing metabolism. The body, which once efficiently produced and used energy, starts shifting into conservation mode. Instead of fueling physical activity, energy is redirected to core functions. This is why people in this stage sleep more, take longer naps, and find it difficult to stay awake for extended periods. Some may have bursts of energy, but then crash, feeling completely drained shortly after. But the hardest part of this isn't just physical, it's emotional. Many seniors who were once independent and active begin to feel frustrated or even embarrassed that they can no longer do what they used to. They may withdraw from conversations, avoid social gatherings, or stop engaging in their favorite pastimes. Not because they don't care, but because they simply don't have the strength. This withdrawal can create a cycle of isolation, further accelerating their decline. For families, witnessing this transformation can be heartbreaking. It's tempting to encourage them to push through or assume they just need more motivation, but the reality is that forcing activity won't help. What matters most is recognizing their limits, respecting their need for rest, and making sure their final days are as comfortable and peaceful as possible. If you see a loved one experiencing relentless exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix, take it as a sign that their body is preparing for a major transition. Now is the time to be present, cherish the quiet moments, and offer support without expectation. Because in the end, what truly matters isn't how much they can do. It's that they feel loved, understood, and at peace. If this insight resonates with you, let me know by commenting number 2 below. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you won't miss future videos. Your support allows us to continue sharing meaningful content to guide and uplift you. Now, let's move forward. Sign number 3. Increased cognitive confusion or withdrawal. As a person nears the final stage of life, one of the most noticeable changes often appears in how they think, communicate, and connect with others. Someone who was once sharp and engaged may begin forgetting things more frequently, struggling to follow conversations, or seeming disoriented even in familiar places. They might repeat themselves, forget names, or lose track of time, even if they never had memory issues before. These subtle cognitive shifts can start months, sometimes even a year before passing. This isn't just ordinary forgetfulness. Like every other organ, the brain depends on a steady flow of oxygen and nutrients to function properly. As circulation slows and oxygen supply decreases, cognitive function begins to decline. A person may become easily confused, struggle to make decisions, or even fail to recognize familiar faces and places. In some cases, moments of clarity may come and go. Brief flashes of awareness followed by sudden episodes of disorientation, as if their mind is fading in and out. Another telltale sign is emotional withdrawal. As the end of life approaches, many people lose interest in social interactions. They may speak less, participate less, or spend long periods simply sitting in silence. It's not that they don't care about their loved ones, it's that their brain no longer processes emotions and conversations in the same way. Talking can become exhausting. noisy environments may feel overwhelming, and eventually, many elderly individuals retreat into their own inner world. You may also notice changes in mood and behavior. Some people become more irritable, anxious, or easily frustrated, while others grow unusually calm, detached, or indifferent to things that once mattered to them. These aren't just personality shifts. They're often the result of the brain adapting to the body's decline. As cognitive function slows, emotions become harder to express, and the person may stop responding to situations the way they once did. For family members, this stage can be especially painful. Watching a loved one drift away mentally or emotionally can feel like losing them before they're truly gone. But it's important to remember, this isn't something they can control. Instead of trying to pull them back into conversation, the best thing you can do is meet them where they are. Speak gently, offer reassurance, and understand that even if they don't always respond, they can still feel your presence. If someone close to you is becoming more forgetful, confused, or withdrawn, don't overlook it. These are often early signs that the body and mind are preparing for the final transition. Now is the time for patience, for cherishing quiet moments, and for creating a familiar, peaceful environment. Because even as words fade, love and comfort can still be felt. Let's move on to the next step. Sign number 4, frequent infections and slow healing. As the body weakens, one of the most noticeable physical signs is a declining immune system. You may notice that someone who rarely got sick before now seems to catch every cold, every flu, and every minor infection that comes their way. Illnesses that were once mild now take much longer to recover from, and even simple wounds, such as small cuts or bruises, heal at a much slower rate. These changes are not random. They indicate that the body is no longer able to repair itself as efficiently as it once did. One of the biggest concerns is recurring infections. Pneumonia, urinary tract infections, skin infections, and even oral infections become increasingly common as the immune system weakens. Many families assume these are just isolated illnesses, but when they start occurring frequently or take a long time to heal, it's often a sign that the body is losing its ability to fight back. Even antibiotics, which used to work quickly, may become less effective. The person may require stronger medications, longer recovery times, or multiple rounds of treatment for infections that were once minor. This happens because, as circulation slows and organ function declines, the body simply doesn't respond to treatment as well as it once did. Another often overlooked issue is chronic wounds. If you notice that small cuts, sores, or bruises are not healing properly or keep reopening, it could indicate poor blood circulation. Reduced blood flow means that oxygen and nutrients aren't reaching the skin and tissues as effectively, making the healing process much slower than normal. Pressure sores, especially in individuals who are less mobile, become a serious risk and can lead to dangerous infections if not carefully managed. What's even more concerning is that infections in the final year of life often don't present the way we expect. Instead of running a high fever, an elderly person might simply seem more fatigued than usual, more confused, or less interested in eating. In fact, for older adults, a sudden decline in mental alertness is often one of the first warning signs of an infection, sometimes appearing even before other physical symptoms. This is why recognizing these changes early can make a significant difference in the level of comfort and support they receive in their final stage of life. For families, witnessing a loved one go through repeated infections can be both frustrating and heartbreaking. The instinct is often to pursue aggressive treatments, hoping that one more round of antibiotics or another hospital stay will fix the issue. But at a certain point, the focus often shifts from curing to comforting. Ensuring they stay hydrated, keeping their skin clean and moisturized, and minimizing physical stress on the body can do more for their well-being than another round of medication that may only prolong suffering. If you're still watching this video and found these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. Your support helps us continue creating informative and meaningful content to guide and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Sign number 5. Major changes in breathing and circulation. As the body prepares for its final transition, one of the most striking changes is in breathing and circulation. You may notice that your loved one's breaths become slower, shallower, or more irregular. At times, they may pause between breaths, or their breathing pattern may shift unexpectedly, speeding up briefly before slowing down again. Some experience what's known as Cheney-Stokes breathing, a rhythmic cycle of deep, rapid breaths followed by long moments of stillness. These changes might start subtly, but over time, they become more pronounced, revealing the body's gradual adjustment toward rest. Another noticeable shift is weakened circulation. You may feel that their hands, feet, nose, or ears become cold to the touch. Their skin might appear pale, slightly bluish, or take on a mottled appearance, particularly around the fingers and toes. This happens because the body is prioritizing blood flow to vital organs, reducing circulation to the limbs. It's a clear sign that the heart is not pumping as strongly as it once did. Breathing can also become more labored, even with minimal movement. Simple activities like sitting up, speaking, or shifting positions may leave them feeling breathless. You might notice them breathing more through their mouth or frequently pausing to catch their breath mid-sentence. If they once walked across the room with ease but now struggle with short distances, it could indicate declining lung function. In some cases, fluid buildup in the lungs makes breathing even more difficult, leading to persistent coughing, wheezing, or a heavy feeling in the chest. While this may seem like common congestion in those nearing the end of life, it's often a sign that the lungs are weakening. This discomfort may cause them to prefer sleeping propped up on pillows or in a reclining chair rather than lying flat. For family members, witnessing these changes can be unsettling. The instinct is to help, to encourage deep breaths or worry that something urgent is happening. But often this is simply the body's natural process of slowing down. While we may not be able to reverse these changes, we can ensure comfort. Keeping the room cool, using a humidifier, or offering small sips of water can help ease discomfort. In some cases, medication or oxygen therapy may provide relief, but at this stage, the focus shifts from fixing to comforting. If you notice these signs, changes in breathing, cold extremities, or bluish skin, pay attention. These are often signals that the body is conserving energy and circulation is slowing. This is the time to be present, to offer reassurance, and to create a peaceful space where your loved one feels safe and cared for. In these final weeks or days, the most powerful thing you can provide isn't medicine or intervention. It's dignity, comfort, and the deep understanding that they are not alone. Final thoughts. As we reach the end of this video, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've discussed. Significant weight loss, extreme fatigue, cognitive decline, frequent infections, and major changes in breathing and circulation. These 5 signs often emerge within the final year of an elderly person's life. They may not all appear at once, and at first, they might be subtle. But as they become more noticeable, they signal that the body is preparing for its final transition. For many families, these changes can be difficult to accept. It's natural to want to fight against them, to encourage a loved one to eat more, move more, or push through the exhaustion. But sometimes the most compassionate thing we can do is listen to what their body is telling us. Instead of focusing on reversing the inevitable, we can shift our attention to making their remaining time as peaceful, comfortable, and meaningful as possible. Recognizing these signs isn't about fearing death. It's about preparing for it. When you notice these changes early, you can provide better care, make important decisions in advance, and ensure that your loved one's final months are filled with dignity, love, and warmth. This is a time to cherish moments, share stories, and remind them that they are valued and never alone. If you've observed these signs in someone close to you, take a deep breath and remember, you are not alone on this journey. Many families have walked this path before, and while it is never easy, understanding what lies ahead can give you strength, patience, and peace. Thank you for being here with us today. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and share something you've learned from this video and how you plan to apply it in your life. Your insights matter to us, so don't hesitate to share. Reading your comments gives us motivation and encouragement to keep creating meaningful content. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support allows us to continue providing content that informs and inspires. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.